vlog breaking in Rossi. He's a little section 8 and is going to be for my 3-year-old baby brother, but he's not broken at the moment. He's just turned, well, he's 4, and I have just bitted him for the first time. So yeah, I thought I'd vlog the process of breaking him, and obviously the first step is bitting him, and that's what we've just done today. And he's been super good about it, haven't you? He's been such a good boy. I'll take it off him in a minute. So yeah, I've just let him have it in his mouth for about 5 minutes. So yeah, just let him get the feeling of a bit. I've only just put it in, been in here for about 5 minutes, just let him stand with it in. Just like let him chew it because just getting used to it. And yeah, you can see he's got his little bridle on. In about 10 days we've been doing this for now. And yeah, as you can see, he's a lot better used to it. So now it's introducing lunging that we're moving on to, because I think he's been just having his bit in for long enough now. So we just lunged Rossi. We just did it, well obviously it was the first time, so we just did it. He had his bridle on underneath, but we did it off his head collar, as you can see, which is on top. And we just did 10 minutes, as you'll see from the clips. Oh, silly. Oi. Boy. We just did 10 minutes of just walk, a little bit of trot, just let him do what he wants really. Just getting used to, obviously, lunging, going around in the circle and doing it by himself. And he was really good. Let's see which rein it was. Left rein was a lot better than the right rein. The right rein took a bit longer to get him just to get used to it, but obviously nothing bad. Really good boy. But yeah, put him on the left rein first, and it was like he knew what he was doing, to be fair. He just trotted around, walked around, really good boy. And then put him on the right rein, and he was really good. So here he's just gone on the lunge, and as you can see he's just walking around. I was actually planning on walking around with him, but he actually got it and understood it, so he just stopped there. So just kind of letting him do what he wants to do. Here we haven't got a whip because we don't really want to introduce a whip with him, so we're just kind of using the end of the lunge line just to shoot him on a bit. As you can see, he goes into trot very nicely, and we're just, well, it's my mum lunging him, but she's just walking around with him and making sure that the lunge is quite big, so he's not on a tight circle, so he can gradually get used to it. And yeah, just giving him lots of pats, because obviously it's new to him, and yeah, we want it to be a good experience for him. So as you can see here, we're just making the circle really big. You can get used to it. So this was a couple of days later. You could be a lunge once in between, and yeah, he was really good this day actually. As you can see, he just went to stop there, so I just clicked at him and just said, walk on Rossi, it's fine. And he actually went into trot here by himself, so I just pushed him on through it and said, you go ahead, trot then. I made him trot for a circle. As you can see, he's just only a little trot, but he's a good boy. Yeah, this is the right rein. So this was actually his worst rein to begin with, but he's obviously got so much better. He goes to stop there, so I just moved back to the side of him and clicked him on a bit. And yeah, I think it's round here.
Good boy.
Yeah, Ju just say to him, Rossi, trot on, and he goes into trot. So good.
Rossi.
And yeah, so now I just trot him around a couple of times round. He's a really good boy. As you can probably see, he's got some boots on. We're just trying everything with him. So these clips were from a couple of days later now. He'd actually had a day off before this, so yeah, that might be why he's being a little bit funny, but he was going a lot better here. I've actually got him, I've got a little bit of leather which attached to either side on his bit rings of his bit, and then came down into a metal loop, so I'm actually lunging him off that today, and it was no fuss, he really didn't care. I think here he just has a bit of a moment. So I just go to the other side of him and just get him going again. It wasn't too bad. So yeah, so this was now about a week later from when we'd started lunging him, and we decided it was time to start introducing something on his back, so we got the roller out. As you can see, I obviously wanted to put a saddle pad underneath so it was cushioned. I think that was the worst bit. He really didn't like the saddle pad at all. As you can see, he tries to run away from me to the back of the barn. So I just bring him back and just let him sniff it a minute. I don't know when I come back. Here he is. Yep, so I just bring him back and I let him sniff it a minute, and then I just put it on his back. As you can see, he was quite silly about it, but once it was on, he was absolutely fine, he didn't care. Yeah, so I'm just giving him lots of pats now. So he's a good boy, because once it was on, he just didn't mind. I don't know what all the fuss was about. So now I'm introducing the roller. So I just get it, and I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I was loosening it because I wanted it to be quite loose, so it wasn't tight around his belly. So I let him sniff it a minute and then just gently put it on his back, and as you can probably see, he wasn't that bothered. So I now go round and just do it up. To start with, I just did it up really loosely. Just let him get the feel of it being quite tight under his belly to start with. As you can see, he just really didn't care about this. Yeah, he was really good, bless him. So I just let him feel it with it being quite loose for a minute, and he honestly didn't care. So I just give him a couple of pats, tell him he's a good boy, and then I think I go back and tighten it just so when I lunge him it doesn't obviously move around. And he didn't really mind about this either. He breathed in, bless him, when I was doing it. So yeah, he honestly did not care about it, as you can see. So I'm just grabbing the lunge line now, and then I think I put that on and take him out to lunge. So these are the clips of his first time lunging with the roller on. As you can see, he's not that much difference. The only thing I found was that he was a bit more reluctant to go forward. He wanted to just walk the whole time. I really struggled to keep him as a trot, as you're probably seeing here. I don't know why, but I only got clips on the, the left rein. Sorry about that.
And so that brings us to the end of part 1 of Rossi's breaking vlog. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.